Hey everyone, I'm sure these surroundings look familiar to you. We're back in the hospital. I've been here since Wednesday whatever that was. It's January 12th, Sunday, and so I'm really glad I got home on Wednesday. We got out of the hospital on November 8th. We were discharged. In August, we were discharged from the hospital to their on-campus housing, temporary housing. We were there from August to November. He was admitted a few times while we were there. It's for like a couple nights or over the weekend stays. And then we were home and haven't had a chance to rest. Because as soon as we got out, I had to start taking care of my mom again. I took care of her before my son's diagnosis, July of 2012, and then I picked up again right after I got out of the hospital. And we get up at like 4 in the morning to get to my mom's house in time to take care of her, so my sister can go to work. And then we're there till sometimes, we don't get home till 8, 9, 10, 11 sometimes, only to get back up and do the same thing again. So it has been a roller coaster. I thought being here was a roller coaster. My mom has dementia. She's only 72, but we think that she's in the last stage of it. She used to come and visit us at the hospital, and I noticed the last few months, especially when we were out of the hospital and on campus housing, we were watching a television program, and she was starting to confuse what was on television with reality. And I knew then, so it was, her mind has taken a turn. And even since then, it's taken more of a turn. And I've been trying to care for my son medically with most of the needs that he has, but as far as dealing with my mom's dementia, it has thrown me for a curve. I don't know, when there was one day a month ago, I want to say, where I came to the house to take care of her. I just gotten there, brought her breakfast. I had a really bad feeling that morning. It's amazing how the Lord will put things on your spirit and warn you things ahead of time. Whatever, this isn't a straight jacket. I've had days where I felt like I've worn a straight jacket. I've had one of these, but this is just a blanket. It's a cool. But, I'm glad I can, especially with what I'm about to say, because I was not laughing when I had that vision in my mind. I still cry when I think about it. But I had my mom. I just got in there, got my son situated. He's still in the wheelchair. I don't know if I told you he's in a wheelchair, but he can't walk up the stairs. Well, he did like a week and a half ago, but he can't walk this time, last month. And my mom had been passing out, in the last 7 months, she had passed out 4 times. And for some reason, she uses the restroom. So this particular morning, I just got in her house. I thought my sister was there, but she had left for work. She thought I was coming right after she left. And I dropped my girls off at school, but I had this horrible feeling. And I get inside, I help her she was just getting ready to go to the restroom on her own. I helped her to the restroom. I was going to get her cleaned up because she had a little accident. And while I was mopping her floor, I heard her call my name, but she's called my name before I'm not finished with my thought. So I was mopping in the corner of my window, and I came around the corner to check on her. And all I saw was her slumped over, her arms were dangling. She was slumped over. I started telling she relaxed her. And I didn't like to wake her up. Her eyes were half open. She looked like she was breathing. She was unresponsive. She wasn't talking to me. And I pretty much felt like I was gonna lose it. I was crying. I couldn't breathe. I was hyperventilating. I ran downstairs. I looked at my cell phone. Of course, I can't think. I can't find my cell phone. And my son said, "Oh, what is it? What's wrong?" I said, "Because I was crying. I think I prayed, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. I can't refunction. Let me get it together." And I called paramedics, and they came. And she was breathing. When I got back upstairs, I could see that she was breathing. So they came and actually did a little CPR on her. And then after CPR, she responded. And they took her to the hospital for a couple of days. And then from there, they sent her to a rehab facility because I've been demanding help. My sister was asking for help too, couldn't get anywhere, so I had my son with me at the hospital in a wheelchair. I said, like, I've been caring for my mom, I've been caring for my son. We need help. We need some desperate help. Somebody's health is going to suffer. And I honestly believe that's why my son was back here, because we're just overwhelmed. And so the body was already recovering, but now without getting rest and being on the go so much, it's hard for him to recover. So, long story short, I've been caring for mom, and I freak out anytime she has to go to the restroom. But when I go there, I sleep with one eye open because I have to listen up and make sure she's okay. I have to consult and check on her. And my son, I ended up in ER on Christmas Day, and we had so much fun like the weekend before. His birthday was on the 20th, he turned 7, and for that day we went to Disney on Ice, and I took him to Red Lobster for dinner because that's all we wanted to do. There was a foundation that paid for us to go to Disney on Ice, and we were in the suite, and we got to watch it from the suite, and have food and snacks, and it was so fun. Felt like royalty. So this is how the other half was. So, and then I went to Red Lobster that night, and then the next day I had this huge surprise for the kids. I did not tell them where we were going, but I had to bite my tongue for a whole month. So if you ever want to share a secret, you're good with me. I kept the secret the best I could. I took the kids to the aquarium in the Pacific. That was part of my son's make-a-wish. She's like part of his make-a-wish. She got a Mermaid Tail. He wanted to be a merman. He likes to watch them swim, like in YouTube videos and stuff. So there are a couple that he liked to watch on YouTube, a couple of mermaids. But anyhow, he got to go to the aquarium in the Pacific, and he bought the little Mermaid Tail. He got to watch a mermaid. One of the ones from YouTube, they flew her out, and she was swimming in the tank with the sharks, a big tank, and he was, mermaid. And then he got to put his tail around and sit in the shark lagoon, and the sharks were swimming around his tail and everything. And then we were feeding the sharks and stuff, and then we got to touch a little penguin, and we got a backstage tour before the facility even opened, and it was so cool. And then that Monday, went to Disneyland for part of the Christmas celebration. Like, I had a lot of Christmas decorations and New Year's, and it was just so great. I took the only thing that made the trip bad was I took the kids on the motorhome. Now, I don't know when I was a kid. If you guys have ever heard that ride or been on that ride, I don't know when I was a kid. And I don't remember it being like that. I was screaming, and I said, oh Lord. I said, if I'm screaming, I know the kids are just having a heart attack up there, having a cow. Sure enough, the ride comes to a stop, and I can't even hear anything for all the abominable storming. And the ride's going so fast, it drops, it dips, and it's just horrible. So we get to the end of the ride, and my son was laying down in the seat. I couldn't hardly see him because he was laying all the way flat on the back of the seat. And he said his back was hurting, and all the kids were crying. People were crying, like, what kind of mother would take her kids on the motorhome? And my oldest is 8, my youngest is turned 5, and my son is 7. I was like, oh, you guys ever know it was like this last time when I was a kid? And I found out from recently that they changed the ride. Like they put in these bobsled type seats, and it's different from what they had before. It wasn't like that, it was jerkier. So I was like, I knew I wasn't crazy. So anyhow, I tried to make up for like not having bad memory of Disneyland, such as the kids, It's a Small World, all these other fun rides. They had a blast like that. And so we went back again, like the following Sunday. We had to use our pass by a certain time, and we didn't have to wait in any lines. We had this special pass where we could go ahead and stuff. So anyway, actually it was great. Like, we had traveled, and we had fun, and then we're back again traveling. Like, I was in the ER Christmas Day. Kids opened their doors, and about an hour later, the room spinning, and I just got sick as a dog. Ended up back in the ER again last Friday, like a week ago. A week ago, and then my son ends up in urgent care Tuesday a week ago. And then I took him right back to the hospital the following few hours later because he wasn't breathing right. It's like we had a stomach flu, and he had been fighting it too since Christmas, but it never got severe until this past week, like the weekend before last weekend. So anyhow, they tell me they give him fluid, and then he got too much, and he's got like early, they say like pneumonia. And then I found out Friday that his heart, they said his heart was enlarged. We did echocardiogram on Friday, and said that his heart's not beating at full capacity. The cardiologist just came in not too long ago, and he said that looks like my son has congestive heart failure, that his heart is only beating at 40% capacity, normal range would be like from 55 to 75%. He was at 70% September, October. So just pray, you guys, because you know what? This is nothing the Lord can't handle. I'm gonna say this, and I heard and stuff. Yeah, part of you wants to cry. I'm not worried. Please hear me. I'm not saying I don't care. There's a difference. I'm not worried. I'm concerned, but I'm not shaken. Because I know I talked with one of the nurses the first night he was here, and she said, dude, I don't know if you knew how serious this was. She said, I've been here for 8 years. And I've seen kids go through just half of the stuff your son has been through, and they didn't make it. She said, myself and other nurses, she said, we just knew that this wasn't going to end. Every time something would go wrong, it was serious moment. She said, I just knew we wanted to talk. I wanted to please her. I had to talk with people, I wanted to talk with her. So when she told me that, and I already knew he was a miracle, the head pediatric oncologist told me your son is a miracle. And she said that, it's like it hit him, like I got to see how much of a miracle he really is. And beyond that, how big our God is and how what he just did for us, which is amazing. I don't even have words. So I'm not going to be soon shaken in mind and in my spirit, because God has done this before and he'll do it again. My son cries because he wants to see God. He has literally been crying because he said, Mommy, I just want to see him. No, he's showing me himself. I just want to see him. I just want to see him for a second, and it's all he has to show me. He will cry. He cried in the hospital Wednesday night and then again Thursday night because he wanted to see God. What conviction that spoke to that spoke to my volumes to my heart. So pray for him. I don't know what the Lord is doing, but the Lord knows. And I just trust him with my son's life, with my life. And just ask you to pray for us. And a lot of you have already been doing that, and thank you for doing that. Just continue to pray. And I'll be back because I'm going to do some videos and some dreams that I had about earthquake-related stuff. I honestly stopped researching and doing videos and things about that because I really was scaring myself. And I never did any of the videos to scare anybody or I don't scare myself. So, but I did have the earthquake on the dream and I had these 2 dreams. So and I was here right before we left the hospital in November. We were almost 2 years and I left in November and I got back. But hopefully it won't be too long. So, well, God bless you guys. I pray that this year turns out to be a great year for you. That you impact the kingdom greater than you ever have before. And the devil's butt like nobody's business. I'll be back soon, you guys, hopefully. And thank you for being there and supporting us and hanging out with us all this time. Blessings to you. If you don't know the Lord, give him your heart while there's